Okay, so welcome to our first live YouTube session for the Relaxing Fertility Yoga sponsored by the Fertility Partnership. So if this is your first time here, my name is Julie, and I'm coming to you from a very different location today. I'm currently teaching on a yoga retreat a wellness retreat in Portugal. And the studio is in use. So I am coming to you from my very little bedroom here. Uh, but it's okay. You're gonna see my little bedroom at the retreat. So sorry for the slightly odd background for our session tonight. So as a reminder for anyone who has done these sessions before, and of course for anyone that might be new to this, these sessions are safe and they are meant for people currently maybe going through the IVF process. So physically, this is safe for anyone in any stage of the IVF process. But likewise, they are sessions for men and women. So please also feel free to do these sessions with your partner. It can be really nice to practice yoga together. And now that we're doing them live on YouTube, they will automatically end up on the channel. So of course you can go back at any point and redo any of the sessions if you want. Feel free to always ask a question in the comments. Because of the unfortunate issue that we had with a Zoom raider on Zoom a few weeks ago, that's why we've decided to trial doing YouTube live, at least for the next month or so, just to see if it's a little better, because maybe it's safer then in that sense. But yeah, so please do feel free to always leave a comment or to ask any question in the chat box. Okay. So yeah, let's start with our centering and breathing, and then we will move into our warm-up movements. And then from there, we will flow through some postures and then relax at the end. And just, again, bear with me as I try to figure out how to teach yoga in this little room. Okay. So to start, please feel free to come into a seated position or to lie down onto your back. And it's really up to you. So those of you who have been sitting at a desk all day, go ahead and lie down on your back. Your body will surely thank you for it. And if you do lie down on your back, you always have two options. You can either bend your knees, and that's better if you have lower back sensitivities. So just to ease any pressure from the lower back. Or if your lower back's happy, you can also just extend your legs out and let yourself flop and splay here. Okay. And feel free to use any props that you have available to you. So whether that's sitting up onto blocks or cushions or bolsters. Okay. And then once you've found your centering position, just take a few rolls of the shoulders. So you're going to inhale, roll them up, and exhale them down and back. And again. And one more. And just relax the shoulders down. And relax the hands either facing up or down. Up for receiving energy or down for grounding energy. And close your eyes. And take a few deep inhales through the nose. With exhale, sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. And just do this a few times. Inhaling calm. Exhaling, sighing out, letting go of any stress or any tension. And start to notice where your body is currently meeting the earth. Just notice how it feels, where it presses down, where it rises away. And then notice where the fabric of your clothing meets your skin. Notice the different textures of fabric and the sensations that they produce. And then notice anything else there is to notice about your body in this moment. Where are you feeling what? Where is the body open and relaxed? Where is the body storing tension or strain? And then check in with your face and just start to soften the face. Relax the brow. Relax down along the corners of the eyes and the corners of the mouth. Loosen the jaw. And then take the awareness and bring it back to your breath. And just start to deepen the breath through the nose. Inhale through the nose, take the breath down into the belly so that the belly rises with the inhale. Exhale out the nose and feel the belly roll back towards the spine. So deep belly breath, inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And then deepen the breath further. Inhale through the nose, fill up, belly, ribs, chest, expanding all the way up through the inhale. Exhale out the nose, chest, ribs, and belly contract. So we inhale, expand. Exhale, contract, coming into our Dirga breath. If you'd like, you can also come into your Ujjayi or your ocean wave sounding breath by constricting in the back of the throat and the epiglottis. So it's as if you're inhaling and exhaling the word home through the nose to create this audible wave sound. And I just want you to take about 5 more rounds of slow, deep breath here. And just take your time. And know that through this simple act of deep breathing, you are also bringing benefits to your body. So when we get stressed, the body can get hit with this double whammy of when we get stressed, we often start to breathe in a more shallow way. But in fact, that type of shallow breathing further stresses the body, which is why taking deep breaths is such a beautiful physiological act. It helps to calm the body and to calm the mind. So take another breath or two here. And start to mentally ready yourself for movement. And just in your own time and in your own way, draw some movement back into your body. So just let yourself stretch, roll around, yawn, sigh, just whatever would feel, excuse me, whatever would feel good to you right now. Okay. And then start to make your way up to seated. So if you're currently lying down, just again start to make your way up into a cross-legged seated position, into Sukhasana or easy pose. If you struggle to sit here with your legs crossed, please feel free to grab something from your home, a pillow or a cushion, something that you can prop up onto. And that's nice just because it helps to relax the hips that little bit more. Okay. And then once you find the right seated position for you, I just want you to take an inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, release down. And again, inhale, lift. And exhale down. And again, inhale, lift. Oh, and then exhale, release your hands out in front of you. Take your hands onto your knees. And we're going to inhale, take the heart forward, roll the shoulders back. And then exhale, chin into the chest and roll back. And again, inhale, heart forward, shoulders back. And exhale, round. And one more. And then come all the way back up to seated. And I want you to really think about your spine today, this beautiful lifeline that we have running through the center of our bodies. So we're going to think about the different parts of the spine. And so, starting with this lower part of your abdomen and your sacrum, your lumbar spine, this region right here at the base, I want you to imagine that there's a puppet string that is just pulling you forward, and it's just starting to circle you around from your lower back. But try to keep this coming from your lower back, from your lumbar spine. So these might not be very big circles because, in fact, we have less mobility in the lumbar spine than we do higher up. So just breathe and play with this. And getting that mobility there. And play with the opposite direction of circles. Okay. And then take it back through center and then travel higher up. So you're coming towards your belly, and we're going to get a little bit of a belly dance on here as well as work the back. So I want you to really also engage your belly. So you're making your tummy big. I know we don't usually like to do that, but you're making the tummy big, and then you're rolling it back and over to the other side. And again, we can get that little bit of a belly dance on. This is actually good for your digestion, that kind of pushing in and out with the belly. So if you struggle with your digestion, this is a nice thing you can do every now and then. And play with the opposite direction of these circles. Okay. And then take it all the way back to center. And then once you have come back to center, we're going to take it up into the chest. And you can start with a little bit of hip hop type movement here where we isolate. So you take the shoulder to one side, and then you pop the chest forward, and you take it over to the other side, and then you tuck the chin into the chest and you go back. So it's side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back. And then you can start to circle it out. But again, I want you to think about your upper back here and your shoulders. So when we are talking about things like fertility yoga, one of the really important things that we can do is start to relax throughout the body. It's not just looking at very specific parts. In fact, when we think about how much stress we store in the shoulders and the neck, when we increase the stress hormones in the body, it's not good for our reproductive systems. So we just want to do as much as we can, deep breathing, movement, things to bring a greater ease to the body. Play with the opposite direction. And more than anything, I hope that you have fun with movement, that you can smile because you are alive in this body right now. Regardless of anything else that is going on in your life, you're alive here now. So let's try to bring that joy to the practice, to the body. Okay. And then take it back to center and draw your arms all the way up. And you're just going to interlace the fingers. You don't need to turn the palms. You can just lift up through the knuckles. And then I want you to start to circle around here. And we really get to work the shoulders and the upper back. Oh, and just keep that going. I'm going to turn the overhead light on while you're doing that. Okay. There we go. We can get a little more light in here. Again, it's not my usual space. Oh, it's a horrible light, isn't it? Oh, well. So what? That is life sometimes. Okay, take it in the opposite direction. Okay. And then draw it all the way back up through center. Now, when you come back to center, go ahead, turn the palms up this time. Take a nice big stretch up to the sky. And then unwind and take your hands and bring them over your knees and come up into a tabletop position. So you are bringing yourself up so that you're coming onto hands and knees. So wrists and shoulders are in line, knees and hips are in line. All right. And then send your bottom back towards your heels. Extend your arms out in front of you. Take your forehead down. Oh, just take a moment to sigh out here in child's pose, in Garbasana. This is a fantastic pose for helping to stimulate that rest and digest response in the nervous system rather than that stressed out fight or flight response. Okay. And then from here, giving up on that light for a moment. From here, I want you to take your, so you're just lifting the head, lifting the heart here, okay? So lift the head, lift the heart. And then take your hands and walk them wider than shoulder distance. So if you're using a mat, you're taking it out wider than the edges of your mat. And then you're going to take your left arm and cross it over your right, like a cat stretching out its foreleg. Relax your head down between your upper arms. And just sigh out there in this beautiful lateral stretch here in child's pose, helping to open the intercostal muscles so that we can breathe more deeply. And take that right hand back, cross left over right. Let your head relax down between your arms like they're at a massage table. Send your body weight a bit towards your left hip so that you get an even deeper stretch across that left side. And take it back to center. And I want you to take both arms back out in front of you at shoulder distance and then roll up so that you're bringing your bum up into the air. And for a moment, your shoulders and your elbows are going to come in line. And then we're going to take a puppy pose so we can really, again, get into the upper back and the shoulders. So we slide the hands out. Take the chin or the forehead down to the floor in front of you. Take another breath here in puppy, like a dog getting ready to pounce. And then slowly roll yourself back up. Send your bottom back toward your heels again. We're going to take it from a puppy all the way up into a downward facing dog. So our puppy's grown up very quickly. So we're going to spread the fingers out nice and wide. Okay, roll up towards your hands. Curl your toes under behind you. Send your hips back. Roll your shoulders back. And I want you to really squeeze under your armpits here. It's like you're squeezing lemons. So we're not just locking out the shoulders. And I do have a video on YouTube actually that's a down dog tutorial for so any of you that are never too sure of this pose, do feel free to check that out at some point, just because it can help to break it down more. But for now, just take your dog for a little walk. So you're going to bend one knee and then the other. You can really drop the heel down on one side as the other knee comes in and just stretch out into the calf. And I think I mentioned last week, downward facing dog is theoretically a pose that's very good for helping to balance hormones. So again, when we're talking about things like fertility yoga, so much of it is just about starting to bring the body back into balance, finding calm. I also think it's also about finding joy in your body. Okay, send it back into your full expression of a downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back. Take a few deep breaths here. All right, and then start to bend your knees. Walk your hands slowly back. Okay. And then curl into a little ball. Exhale. And then as you inhale, slowly start to ragdoll your body all the way up to standing. And again, please bear with me as I do my thing in this little room here today. Not the best intro to YouTube Live. Okay. So once you come up to standing, I'd like you to bring your feet to a nice hip distance stance. I can't deal with that life. Okay. Bring your feet to a nice hip distance stance. And then I want you to roll your shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale them down and back. Interlace your fingers behind your back so that you're popping the chest there. Okay, take an inhale. And then exhale. Put a little bend in your knees. Hinge forward from your hips and hang the head. Let those interlaced fingers hang back and away from your lower back. And then if you want to add on here, so I want you to think again about that hip hop type movement where we're isolating. So we're just going to stir the air behind us with our knuckles. Really working into the shoulders there. How are your shoulders tonight? What's happening? All right. And then slowly change directions. Take it the other way. Knees and hips, they are staying static, not invited to the party with the shoulders. Okay, bring it back to center. Draw your hands back down to your lower back. Unwind your fingers and reverse the swan dive up to the sky. Exhale. Release your arms all the way down. And then inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale them down and back. Now, if you're using a mat, I'd like you to step up towards the front of your mat. If you're not using a mat, don't worry. As you see, I'm also not using a mat here today. Yoga mats are an invention of sort of the last 50 years, and yoga's been around for about 4,000 or more. So don't worry if you don't have a yoga mat, okay? So stepping up towards the front of your practice space, whatever that might be, I want you to bring again the feet to hip distance. And we're going to take an inhale, lift through the arms. And then really, really silly pose. We've done it before. We're going to exhale. Take the arms out to a very floppy T. Shift your weight into your left foot and pick your right leg up. So we're coming into Balikikasana, or the Karate Kid pose, which is actually crane pose, okay? So we're going to flex that foot as we lift it up. So we're not pointing. Pointing is when the toes kind of go down. We're flexing, making it nice and flat, like we're about to take a big stomp down, which we're not, but that idea. Okay. And then playing a little bit with strength here and balance, we're going to take the hands to the hips, turn that leg out to the side, and then take a little step back behind your left leg. We're just going to take a little curtsy. So we bend the knees. And we're going to take it back up. Ooh, bring it back around. And then I want you to, and I'm going to turn to the side to show you this. I want you to take your arms, swing them up into the sky, and then take a big step back with that right foot, okay? So we're bringing the left knee in line with the ankle, squaring the hips forward. We're up on the ball of that back foot. Swing your arms up into the sky. Exhale, sink your shoulders, open up here in Warrior One. And remind yourself that here you are, strong, with an open heart, open chest. And then exhale. Take your right arm out over your right leg, and left arm is coming back. And now your left heel is turning out somewhere between 45 and 90 degrees here, okay? So we've got the feet. So we're opening the hips up, opening the arms up. Taking a beautiful warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Turn your front hand up. Slide the back hand down the back of the leg, and you're going to reach up and over, taking a reverse warrior. So again, keeping on opening the hips here, opening the back, opening the chest. And then inhale, take it all the way back to center. Start to shift your front leg back, and now I want you to turn all of your toes to the side. Obviously, with the screen, you might need to adjust certain things, but the idea here is that you are coming into a nice wide angle stance with your feet, okay? And then I want you to turn your heels in, so you're making a V shape. So heels come in, okay? And we take the arms up. Inhale, 5-pointed star. And then you're going to exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees, sink down into goddess. So this is Garbasana. We're doing a bit of strength training today, okay? So, which is also really good for your hips, really good for your lower back. All important when we're talking about fertility as well, okay? And then inhale, take it back up into a 5-pointed star. So we straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Oh, exhale, bend the elbows, bend the knees, drop it down. Inhale, extend out. And exhale, take it down into goddess, into Garbasana again. Breathe. Then take your hands, bring them onto your knees. So you can take a little break here. You can actually put your weight through your hands a bit. And we're going to also work the shoulders again. So I want you to draw your right shoulder down towards your left knee. And you're just going to turn and look up past that left shoulder. And then inhale through center, and exhale, take it over to the other side. Inhale back through center. Okay, my loves, I'm gonna throw something a little trickier at you, and I want you just to play and smile with it, okay? So you're going to take, if you want, you never have to do any of it, but you're going to take your elbows down onto your thighs and use your arms to open the legs out. So we're getting this beautiful hip opener here. Things like this, these are really important when it comes to childbirth. And it's important that you see that happening. So those of you that are trying to become mothers, see yourself becoming that mother. There's a lot of evidence behind this, how important that is in this process. I'll talk about it more in a moment. Hold this. Just one more breath. Okay, and then inhale, lift it all the way back up. Okay, and then exhale, take your arms back to a T. And now we're going to turn to face forward again. So you're going to turn your left toes towards the front of your mat, turn that right heel back out. So we're turning back out into warrior two. We're just pausing there only. And then we're going to pivot around. So back to warrior one, swing your arms up. Again, beautiful open chest, beautiful open hip. Oh, and then take a big step forward. So you're inhaling all the way up to standing. Oh, and then exhale, swan dive, hinge forward from your hips, hang your head, hang your arms. Oh. And give your head a few shakes, yes, and a few shakes, no. And again, yes, yes, yes. And no, no, no. Really letting the head be heavy there. Oh. And just hang down, stretching from your heels to the back of your neck. This is another fantastic pose for helping to physiologically calm the body. Okay, bend your knees and slowly ragdoll your body all the way back up to standing. Okay, and then once you have come back up to standing, I hope people got it. Sorry, I just saw on my phone that some people had booked onto the class, so I hope that you are here, those of you that booked on a little bit ago. Given the change from Zoom to YouTube. Okay, so now that you are back up to standing, I want you to shift your weight a little bit, foot to foot again, leg to leg. Okay. And then shift your weight into your right foot this time. And you're going to take your arms up, take your leg up, Balikikasana. I know it's a very silly pose, but any kind of balancing pose is fantastic for helping to strengthen your joints of that standing leg. So if you've got knee or ankle injuries, this is a great thing to do. Even if even if you don't have injuries, just helping to strengthen your bones. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, no, I'm losing it. Sorry. Okay. Now from here, I want you to take your hands down over that hip wide. Take the foot behind you. Take a little curtsy. Okay. And then we're going to bring it back up. Turn the leg out in front. And then just like we did before, we're going to take a big step back, swing the arms up. So again, you're coming up into warrior two. You are opening up here, all right? Oh, nice deep breath. And then we're going to take that left arm, swing it out over the left leg. Right arm comes back. And we turn that right heel out somewhere between 45 and 90 degrees. And again, we're coming into this beautiful open hip position. And this is so nice because the chest is open, the hips are open, you're strong. And just what are you What are the narratives that you tell yourself about your body? Because our bodies respond to them. So if you tell yourself that your body isn't good, it's not good enough, your body's weak, your body is going to start to respond to that. It's even true of plants. If you have two house plants and you talk really nicely to one of them and you're really mean to the other, the one that you're mean to, even if you feed and water it the same, it doesn't thrive. There's so many studies on this. So it's the same for our bodies, for ourselves. What you say to yourself matters so much. All right, let's turn that front arm up, and then we're going to lift up, slide the back hand down the back of the leg, lift it up, reverse warrior. Just again, a nice, beautiful opener here. Front knee is bent. And then inhale, take it all the way back through center. Go ahead and draw that front knee straight, and then you're going to turn it again to the side. So same thing as earlier as far as turning to the side. If your feet are not in the same plane, so if one foot is sitting quite far behind the other, just wiggle them into the same plane. So it's like you're between two panes of glass here, okay? Now, this time, rather than doing goddess, we're just going to take some nice stretches. So we're going to fold, and in this fold, you can either keep your toes squared straight on in front of you, or if you have a sensitive lower back, turn your big toes in ever so slightly, okay? So either toes straight or big toes slightly in, all right? And then we're going to inhale, lift the arms. Oh, and exhale, hinge forward from your hips and gently bow down. Hang the head, hang the arms. Oh, and just getting that nice stretch into the backs of the legs. Breathe. Okay. And then from here, I'd like you to take your hands, just see if I can bring in some more light. Okay, I'd like you to take your hands to your big toes, or your fingers to your big toes. If you can't reach, you can hold on to your shins or your ankles instead. And then roll your shoulders back and open up through your chest. So you're just tractioning up through the spine there. It doesn't mean that you have to crank your neck back. And try to shift the weight a little more towards the middle of your feet, just so you really get that nice stretch on here. And then release your hands from your feet. Bring your chest parallel to the ground. Lift your arms up into airplane. And then reverse the swan dive all the way up to the sky. And exhale. Swan dive and, oh, nope, so not swan dive. What am I saying? Sorry. Take your arms out to a T again. And then you're going to turn your left toes forward. And we're going to take that warrior two here. And again, pivot around through the back foot. Square your hips forward. Arms coming up. Beautiful warrior one. Inhale. Exhale. Take a big step forward. Okay. And then we're going to hinge forward from the hips and gently bow down, taking Uttanasana again, that standing forward bend. Hang the head, hang the arms. Take a moment just to sigh out there. All right. And then from here, I'd like you to bend your knees and then slowly start to walk yourself down onto the floor. And then I want you to keep, again, my trying to sort it out. Keep going so that you can come all the way down onto your belly. Okay. Guys, next week, I promise I'm going to have a different space to come to you at. Okay. All right. Come down onto your belly. Bring one cheek onto the floor. Relax your arms. Oh, sigh it out. Okay, and then from here, I want you to bend your right leg and reach your right hand back to catch hold of your right foot. You can either keep your left cheek on the floor or turn your head or your forehead to center. You may also be able to take that left hand to the right foot and also hold on there, just bringing that heel towards the buttocks. So this is a beautiful quadricep stretch. And then if you're holding on with your left hand, go ahead and release. And I want you to, this is the worst room to demonstrate this. Okay, I want you to take your left arm, send it out in front of you. So now you have your left arm and your left leg extended, and you're holding on to your right foot into your right hand. And I want you to take an inhale and lift everything up. So you're lifting both legs, lifting the arms. So it's like a Cupid pose. So we have this beautiful opening going through the back, through the chest, through that right leg. Just breathe. You can imagine you're flying around your Cupid. Oh, and then exhale. Slowly release. Take your right cheek to the floor. Let that right leg come down. Bend your left leg. And take hold of your left foot, either into your left hand or both hands, drawing that heel towards your buttock. Oh, just opening up your quads. Or quad, single in this case. And turn your chin or your forehead back to center. Take your right arm also out in front of you. So again, you have this long side of through the right, you have this length through the right side of your body from your fingers to your toes. And then we're going to inhale, lift up. So we're lifting the arm, lifting both legs, everything lifting up back into Cupid on this side. Okay. And then gently release. And from here, take your hands, bring them to the sides of your body. Start to press yourself up and then roll yourself back into a child's pose. So you're taking your bottom back to your heels, forehead down. Relax your arms. Sigh it out. And gently sway a little side to side, letting your hips roll, your forehead roll. And slowly start to walk yourself all the way back up. And then once you have come up, just take your hands out to one side, unwind your legs. Okay. Send your legs out in front of you. And then we're going to, actually, let's do a little nice thing here for the legs. So just ground your sits bones. You're just going to make a couple fists and very, very gently start to pummel around your legs. and around the kidneys and the tummy and up into the chest. You can make the noise if you want to make the noise. And then really especially go down and around your armpits. So our lymphatic system, it has no natural pump other than our breath and movement and massage, actually. And our lymphatic system is really important at getting things out of our bodies that we don't need to keep in the body anymore. So this is just a nice thing to do. And then rather than hit yourself in the face, take your fingertips to your throat, your neck, your crown, your face. And then bring yourself all the way down. Come down onto your back. And then either bend your knees or extend your legs all the way out. Just find what feels better to you. And just sigh out a few times once you've come down. And take your arms up into the sky. Bend your elbows, take hold of opposite elbows and opposite hands. Draw your right elbow down to the right side, letting your left shoulder lift. And inhale back through center. And exhale over to the other side. So we're just giving our shoulders a lot of love today. And then roll back through center. Unwind your arms. And then close your eyes. And take a few deep inhales through the nose, with exhales sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. And once you've sighed out a few times, just let your natural breath take over again. And then I'd like you to again return to this idea of the conversations that you have with your body. And there's no need to judge anything. There's no need to be carried away by emotion. But firstly, just notice if you feel like the relationship that you have with your body is a positive one, or maybe a slightly more negative one. What things do you say to your body the most? And would you say those things to a loved one? So if you tell a child over and over that something's wrong with them, that they're not good enough, they'll internalize that and they will start to live from that space. It's not just a child, almost anybody, if they hear it enough. And so if you find that you might be having a struggle with your body, set the intention to spend this next week starting to cultivate a new dialogue with your body, one of gratitude. Gratitude for the blood flowing through your body, through your veins. Gratitude for your breath. Gratitude for the movement through your limbs, the function of your organs. And I want you to imagine that your body, and really visualize that your body is getting healthier and stronger every day. And know that your body responds to what you say and to what you visualize. So, of course, this is also true when we're looking at things like IVF. If we focus on the things we don't want, the fears, the worries, it can be a bit more challenging than when we focus on the fact that, yes, my body is doing this. I'm so grateful that my body is doing this. So take another moment here as you relax to begin to create that paradigm shift. And maybe your affirmation for this week ahead is simply, thank you, body. Maybe it's thank you, body, for being strong and healthy and getting stronger and healthier. And start to deepen your breath. And draw some movement back into your fingers and into your toes. And gently roll to one side. Bring yourself all the way back to seated. And take your hands into prayer in front of your heart. And just gently bow, honoring your body, your light, your practice, and this earth. And thank you all so much for coming this evening. So we will keep trialing the YouTube live. So these sessions are available to anyone. So if you know anyone that might benefit from joining these sessions, please feel free to let them know. I'm going to find a different room next week. I'm still teaching at the retreat in Portugal next week, but I will teach from elsewhere for sure. And yeah, just have a really, really beautiful week. And I guess that's all for the week. See you back here next week at this time. Do feel free to message me if, especially if you're going through a particular process, and if you're going through that IVF process right now, and if you want a session based on embryo transfers or something like that, please do feel free to message me. I'm really happy to accommodate things like that, and definitely have in the past as well. So just always feel free to let me know, but let me know a few days in advance so I can plan for it. Okay. Yeah, so you can message me, I think here or on my social media on Instagram. Okay. Bye everyone. Have a really beautiful week, and sending you all lots of love. Ciao.